Hello. Apparently I'm live. Let me know if I am. Still working on the technical aspect of this. Let me just let everyone know on the Facebook event. Oops, how do I get rid of that? All right. Okay. So, welcome to everyone watching. So, if you were here last time, it's going to be a similar setup. If you weren't, I'll quickly explain how we did it. So, it's going to be a quiz of 5 rounds. Each of them are going to have slightly different characteristics, so you have to do slightly different things for each of them, but they all this time revolve around film quotes, Harry Potter film quotes, of course. So you're going to need paper and pen, so if you don't have that, go and grab it before we start. And you can work in teams or individually, if you're with people or if you're not, whatever works, up to you. Please don't type any answers in the chat because then it gives it away for other people. But yeah, just write it on your paper. We don't want anyone to ruin it for anyone else. What else do I need to say? I think that's about it for rules. Anyone been swatching up on the films? Or everyone just already knows them so well, like me? Although I did watch all 8 of them and forced my mother to watch all 8 of them with me to make sure I had the quotes exactly right. So, but yeah, we'll start the quiz at about 4 or 5 just to make sure anyone who's coming is here. Laura knows them really well. Yeah, me too. If you're that obsessed, you're going to be good. I don't know how hard this quiz is because there's only so many quotes, you know? So I couldn't make it like super hard. Like they're all quotes from the film, so I don't really know if it's hard or not. But we'll see. So know them really well, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, you guys got this. It'll be great. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully it's not really hard, but hopefully it's not really easy. Somewhere in the middle is what we're going for. Hoping I know them really well. I'm sure you got it, Jasmine. You got it. All right, we'll wait a few more minutes. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm like slightly obsessed. Just the one bookshelf is just full of Harry Potter stuff. Got Hedwig here, my trusty mascot. She was here at the last quiz as well, so she had to come again. Yeah, I've got my bow in as well. Harry Potter bow. We've got the t-shirt, got the makeup. Thanks for the love on the t-shirt. Yeah, I've got quite the collection of Harry Potter t-shirts now. Maybe I've got like 7. I don't know, too many. Got my wand display box in the post yesterday to put my wands in. Ooh, I'm jealous of that. I actually only have 2 wands. I've got Ginny's wand there, and then I've got, oh, you can't see, I'll lift it up. I've got this one, which is like my wand, because when I went to Universal, I got picked in Ollivander's, so this was the one that Ollivander gave to me, kind of thing. Oh, Gwen is dressed up. Love that. What are you dressed as? I've got my full cape in my cupboard, but I decided not to go too crazy. All right, we're just going to wait like 2 more minutes. So if you missed the first bit, you're going to need pen and paper. You can work in teams or individually, depending on if you're with anyone or if you're not. Completely up to you. It's going to be 5 rounds, each of which are slightly different, like asking for different things about the quotes, and 10 questions in each round. So last time it took us about an hour and a half, I think. So something around there is what we're looking at again. Oh, Gwen dressed as a Ravenclaw. Love that. I'm a Gryffindor, if you can't tell by my eye makeup, which I did especially, and my butt. Although, when I took the new Pottermore, or what is it called now, Wizarding World, whatever, the new quiz to put you in a house, I was a Ravenclaw, And I was like, I've always been a Gryffindor. I've been sorted multiple times and I'm always a Gryffindor. And then I was a Ravenclaw, so I'm not really sure how I feel. But I chose to stay in Gryffindor, so sorry. Love Ravenclaw, but I've always been a Gryffindor. All right, so 1 more minute. Oh no, it's 4:05 now. 30 more seconds, let's say. All right, so the first round is going to be who said it. So I'm just going to say quotes, and you just have to, the answer is just who said it. So that's a simple one to start with. All right, should we begin? Okay, let's do it. Let's just get right in there. All right, so the first quote, I was going to say question one, but it's not question. Quote one for round one is, "Excuse me, I have to go and vomit." So who said that? You don't need to tell me when or anything, just this round is just who it is. So I'm going to try and kind of do like the intonation of how they say the quotes. I'm not going to do any accents though, because that would be insulting to some people. So I might accidentally do it though, because it happens, but. So yeah, the first quote is, "Excuse me, I have to go and vomit." So who said that? All right, so quote number 2 for the first round is, "Nice meeting you, Mr. Potter." So who said that? Nice meeting you, Mr. Potter. All right, quote number 3. So the quote is just one word. It's ridiculous. So don't confuse it with a longer quote which has the same word in it, and it's not ridiculous, it's ridiculous. So just the one word. Ridiculous. Who says that? Right. Question or quote 4. Let's have a bit of fun, shall we? Who says that? Let's have a bit of fun, shall we? Okay. Question 5. Think you're being funny, do ya? That one is a question, I guess, but quote 5. Think you're being funny, do ya? Who says that? All right, question 6 or quote 6. It's going to be really hard not to do an accent with this one because the person who says it does have an accent, but I can't do that accent, so I'm just going to say it. So quote 6 is, "Oh, no way, the old codger can see out the back of his head." Oh, no way, the old codger can see out the back of his head. That's quote number 6. So who says that? Right, quote number 7 is, "Big box for Ron." That's one of my favorite quotes. I don't know why, but every time someone says box or big box, I just say for Ron. It's just one of the ones that stuck with me. So big box for Ron. Who says that? All right, quote number 8 is, "Personally, I've never had much time for heroes." So who says that? Personally, I've never had much time for heroes. Okay, seems like there's been some connection issue, so we will run through them all again if people need before we give the answers to the round. But question 9 or quote number 9 is, "What? I don't believe it." Doesn't quite finish what, but it's like, "What? I don't believe it." That's the quote. So who says that? I don't believe it. And then quote number 10 is another favorite of mine. "Now I'm really depressed." So who says that? Now I'm really depressed. All right, so those are the first 10 quotes for round 1. So you just needed to tell me who said those. So I will repeat any that anyone wants. So just put in the chat which ones you'd like repeated. So I see that we need number 2 and 3 already. So number 2 was, "Nice meeting you, Mr. Potter." So who says that? Nice meeting you, Mr. Potter. And then quote number 3 was, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Struggle bus. I feel that. You should just try your best. That's all you can do. Does anyone need any other repeats at all? Let me know. 6 and 8, please. Okay, so number 6 was, oh, no way, the old codger could see out the back of his head. See, I can't help putting on kind of an accent. Like, I'm sorry to anyone who has this accent, because that's just terrible. But, you know, when you're just quoting something, you can't help it. Okay, so that was 6. 8 was, personally, I've never had much time for heroes. Personally, I've never had much time for heroes. Stephanie wants 4 and 5. All right, should I just run through the whole round again? Right, 4 is, let's have a bit of fun, shall we? And then 5 is, think you're being funny, do ya? So, anyone else? Everyone got all 10 now? 10 out of 10 correct, of course, as well, yeah? Right, if people are done with that round, we can do answers. Anyone have an objection to going over answers now? Anyone need slightly more time? Okay, I'm going to go in 3, 2, 1. Right, we're going answers. So the answer to the first quote, excuse me, I have to go and vomit. That is Hermione when she sees Ron and Lavender together. When Lavender's giving Ron the necklace and he's like, oh yeah, of course I'll wear it. She's like, so that one's Hermione's the answer. Right, quote 2, nice meeting you, Mr. Potter. That is Elphius, I don't know how to say his last name, is Dodge or Doge? Elphius Dodge, I would say. As he's leaving the wedding, Bill and Fleur's wedding, when everyone's apparating out because the Death Eaters are coming, he's like, nice meeting you, Mr. Potter, and then he apparates. Question 3 was ridiculous. So I can't quite do it with as much disdain, but that's Lucius Malfoy about, it's in the second one when Dumbledore is reinstated as headmaster at the end, and he's like, ridiculous. So yeah, Lucius Malfoy is the answer to that one. Number 4 was, let's have a bit of fun, shall we? And that is, of course, Neville when Harry, Ron, and Hermione come back to Hogwarts in the last film, and he's hiding them behind him in the room of requirement and surprises everyone with them. Question 5, or quote 5, was, think you're being funny, do ya? So you don't need a name for this one, but it's just the train station attendant in the first film when Harry asks him, oh, where can I find platform 9 3/4? And he says, 9 3/4. Think you're being funny, do ya? Yeah. And then he hears Mrs. Weasley and he's fine. Question 6 was, or quote 6 was, oh, no way, the old codger could see out the back of his head. See, the accent I can't do is that of Seamus Finnegan, who's talking about Mad-Eye Moody in class. But yeah, I can't do Irish, so sorry about that. And it would have given it away if I had tried. Not that it would have been very good, but, you know. So yeah, question 6 was Seamus. And then number 7 was Big Box for Ron, personal fave. And that one is Molly Weasley at Christmas in the 5th movie when they're getting presents. Mr. Weasley goes, oh, big box. And she's like, big box for Ron. So yeah, Molly Weasley is the answer to number 7. Number 8 was, personally, I've never had much time for heroes, which is Dumbledore to Barty Crouch Jr. Obviously in the 4th one when it's after they've revealed that it's him instead of Moody. So yeah, that was Dumbledore. Number 9 was, well, I don't believe it. And that is Oliver Wood when he sees the Slytherin team are practicing on the pitch that he's booked for Gryffindor in the 2nd one. So, yep, Oliver Wood is the answer. And then question 10, now I'm really depressed. That's Ron when he hears that Neville has a date for the Yule Ball before he does, because he assumed that Neville wasn't going to get a date, but he did. So how did everyone do on that round? High scores only, right? Steph says she got question 6 purely because she knows I can't do an Irish accent. You only got 1 out of 10? Oh my goodness. Was it that bad? I thought this was the easiest round as well. Where's Vicky? Vicky from last time, she killed it. She would have been good. 3 out of 10. Ellen, killing it. You're beating Steph. Love it. 2 out of 10 for Jasmine. Everyone's beating Steph. Only got 6. Okay, 6 is good. 4, 7. Gwen. Gwen's the current leader. Can anyone beat 7? It's okay, Jasmine. It's okay. You might find the other ones easier. I just didn't think they were. It's okay. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, so I think Gwen is number 1 currently. 7 out of 10 is top score. Not looking good for all of you. Okay. Round 2. So for this one, you have to say who the quote is referring to or who it's about. So it'll be a quote talking about someone, and you have to say who it's about. So not who said it, but who it's about. All right, let's do it. So question, quote number 1. I'm going to keep saying questions, so we're just going to get over it. Quote number 1 is, I think you're getting a bit drowsy. I think you're getting a bit drowsy. So who is that quote talking about? If you know who it is, it'll probably help you figure out who it's talking about. But yeah, no bonus points for knowing who says it. That's not this round. Okay, quote number 2 is, he's vile. Okay, they don't really say it like that. He's vile. I don't know. It's just kind of like, he's vile. Quote number 2, he's vile. Who's vile? Tell me. All right, quote number 3. Others will tell him what his mother and father died for. One day he'll understand. Who's that talking about? Who's gonna understand? Whose parents died? Just think about that. There's only so many people whose both mother and father died. So, right, quote number 4. We owe them so much. Who says that? We owe them so much. So, it's a group of people. Well, yeah, whoever says it is a group of people, and they're talking about a group of people, so. We owe them so much. Right, question 5, quote, is, you've been raising him like a pig for slaughter. So who's that about? That's quite an easy one for who says it, but maybe people don't know who it's about. I don't know. Right, question, quote 6. Eventually I'm going to stop saying question, maybe, I don't know. Right, quote, it's going well. Quote 6, bit of a tosser really. Who's that about? It's a good quote. Bit of a tosser really. All right, quote number 7. She's a little sensitive. Who's a bit sensitive? She's a little sensitive. That's the quote. All right, question 8. Oh my God. Quote 8. If we die for them, Harry, I'm gonna kill you. Who's that about? I'll come back to number 6 later, don't you worry. So if we die for them, Harry, I'm gonna kill you. So it's pretty obvious who says it, but who is it about? Who are they dying for? So number 8, no, that was number 8. Number 9 is, personally, I think you behaved admirably. That's a hard word to say, admirably. There you go. Personally, I think you behaved admirably. That is kind of a hard word to say. All right, and number 10 is, what's the matter with you two? You're acting very odd. So who's that about? In a way, there are 2 separate answers that I would accept for this one. If that gives anyone any hints. So number 10, what's the matter with you two? You're acting very odd. So who's that about? Right, so that's all 10 from that round. So repeat, I've already had someone ask for number 6. So Quote number 6 was, bit of a tosser, really. So someone's talking about someone being a bit of a tosser, really. So a bit of a tosser, really. So who's that about? I've got the same answer for 3 of them. Well, that doesn't mean they're wrong. They could be 3 of the same answer. I didn't really think about it when I wrote them. Steph thinks this is her round. Okay. We'll see when we get the scores. Number 4 again. Okay. Number 4 is we owe them so much. So we owe them so much. It's number 4. Anyone else need another one repeating? Number 7. Number 7 is she's a little sensitive. She's a little sensitive. So who's a little sensitive? Some might say very sensitive. And number 9 as well. Number 9 is, personally, I think you behaved admirably. Again, really bad at saying that word. Personally, I think you behaved admirably. Anyone else? Or can we do the answers for that round now? Looks like everyone's okay. All right, let's start with the answers then. So quote number 1 was, I think you're getting a bit drowsy. So Lockhart says it about Harry. So the answer is Harry. And that's during their detention when Harry's like, did you hear that? Or whatever about this snake. And he's like, I think you're getting a bit drowsy. So yeah, Harry is the answer to number 1. Number 2 was he's vile, which Hermione says about Cormac McLaggen. So the answer is Cormac. Quote 3 was, others will tell him what his mother and father died for. One day he'll understand. And that is Lupin talking about his son, whose name is Teddy, who we only meet really in the epilogue of the last book. Never in the films, but he's referred to clearly in the quote. So yeah, the answer to that one is Teddy, who is Tonks and Lupin's son. If you didn't get his name, but you knew whose son it was, I'll potentially say you can have a point. I'm being so generous. Yeah, so Teddy. All right, quote number 4 is, we owe them so much. So that one is the Weasley twins talking about the Marauders. When they're giving Harry the Marauders map, they're saying, oh, we owe them so much. Stephanie says, you would not be that generous in our quizzes. Yeah, me and Stephanie have done a few quizzes and I haven't given away free points like that. So yeah, question 4, the answer to number 4 was the Marauders, or James, Sirius, Remus, and Peter. Number 5 was, you've been raising him like a pig for slaughter. So I think that's pretty obvious that one is Snape talking about Harry. So the answer is Harry. Well, that was Ron talking about house elves. That's a good call, to be honest, but not this time, sorry. All right, number 6 is a bit of a tosser, really. So that is Harry talking about himself. So in the 6th film, when he's in the train station cafe talking to that girl that he likes, and on the newspaper it says about Harry Potter, and she says, who's Harry Potter? And he said, oh, a bit of a tosser, really. All right, number 7 is she's a little sensitive. And that's about one of my favorite characters. So Hermione says it about Moaning Myrtle, who I would say is more than a little sensitive. Very sensitive. So yeah, Moaning Myrtle is the answer to that. Number 8 was, if we die for them, Harry, I'm gonna kill you. Which I think is pretty obvious that it's Ron talking. But who's he talking about? So he's talking about Malfoy, Goyle, and Blaise, who, when they're in the Room of Requirement in the last film, and Goyle's decided to set it on fire, and then Harry decides they're going to go back and rescue them. So yeah, you had to get all three of them, Malfoy, Goyle, and Blaise. It's not Crabbe. It's not Crabbe anymore. Crabbe wasn't in Last Pupils because, you know, he was in jail. But yeah, so Malfoy, Goyle, and Blaise are the answers. And you don't get a third of a point if you got one. It's 3 or nothing. See, Steph, I'm not being generous anymore. I've changed my mind. Oh, and it's not your round anymore, Steph? Okay, I see you. Can I get half point for 2, please? Fine. Suppose. Jasmine got 2 out of 3s, but fine. Yeah, half a point for 2. We'll do that. We'll do that. Right. So yeah. Number 9 was, personally, I think you behaved admirably, which is Hermione talking about Harry again. So a lot of them are about Harry, actually. I didn't really notice when I was writing them. Harry is the answer to a lot of them. It just started tipping with rain, so if you hear that, sorry. So yeah, that was Hermione said that about Harry when he came out of the Black Lake from the second task, and, you know, he had to rescue everyone. So she says he behaved admirably. So yeah, another one with the answer being Harry. And then number 10 was, what's the matter with you two? You're acting very odd. And that, of course, is Malfoy. And the 2 answers I will accept. So he's either talking about Crabbe and Goyle, or he's talking about Harry and Ron, because it's Harry and Ron as Crabbe and Goyle when they've taken the Polyjuice Potion. So either one I'll take as long as you had the right combination. No half points this time. Extra point for all 4. That seems far too generous for me. I don't know. Kitchen's agreeing. Right, okay, no, not an extra point. We'll give you an extra half point if you put all 4. An extra half point. Okay? That's as good as you're getting. I am not a generous quiz master. Jasmine says, I was thinking Ron talking to the twins when they're acting weird about Bagman. Oh, yeah, he's not in the... Exactly, I was just going to say, but he's not in the films. That is a rookie mistake. 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Right. Anyone else got anything better than 5 out of 10? Current top score is 5 out of 10. Steph and Sarah both on 5 out of 10. We've got a 4 out of 10 from Jasmine, 5 out of 10 from Laura. Oops, 7 from my mother. Good job. 6.5, 6.5. Okay, this is better than last time. Okay, good job, everyone. Where's Gwen? Oh, Gwen went down. Our top scorer, she's gone down. Sorry, Gwen, that round wasn't for you, I guess. I mean, 6 is still really good, though, so I think you're fine. Nathan got 3.5. Nathan, come on, what are you doing? Come on. Should have watched the films. Steph says, if I get half a point, I'm 5.5. What did you get the half point for? Did you get all 4 people? Then yes, if you got all 4 in the last question, you can have a half point. Right. Round number 3. Yes, Steph, you can have it then. Round number 3 is a fill in the blank round. So I think this one might be hard. Well, no, this one is hard because I purposely picked out things that had like random like numbers or names, and you have to remember exactly what that is. So sorry. So yeah, fill in the blank for round 3. So question number 1. No, quote number 1. My goodness. Quote number 1 for fill in the blank is, so while Lee Jordan is narrating one of the Quidditch games in Chamber of Secrets, he says, another goal for Slytherin. They lead Gryffindor 90 blank. What's the score in that quote? So, another goal for Slytherin. They lead Gryffindor 90 to... You fill in the blank. It's a number. So, if you've got no idea, like, think about how Quidditch works and what kinds of numbers it might be, and then just throw one out there. You never know. Yeah, you can guess in that one. Guess a number, it's fine. Right, quote number 2. So fill in the blank from Dumbledore's quote. He says, I never liked these curtains, set them on fire in my blank year, by accident, of course. So what year did Dumbledore set the curtains on fire in his dormitory? I never liked these curtains, set them on fire in my blank year. by accident, of course. And so again, you know how many years there are at Hogwarts? Just take a guess if you don't know. Or just think about Michael Gambon saying the quote in your head. You can do it. Right, number 3. So after being attacked by Death Eaters in the cafe in Deathly Hallows Part 1, Harry says, this one's name's blank. He was on the astronomy tower the night Snape killed Dumbledore. So he's talking about one of the Death Eaters who attacked them. He says, this one's name's blank. He was on the astronomy tower the night Snape killed Dumbledore. So what's the name? But this is like insanely hard. Sorry. Right, quote number 4. Wow, it really is raining. Sorry if you can hear that. Quote number 4 is from the 3rd film, and Snape says, well, 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 Lupin, out for a little walk, blank. So this one is a bit different than the other ones. It's 3 words. So it's out for a little walk, blank, 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 essentially. So, sorry. You aren't sorry. No, you're right, Nathan. I'm really not sorry. You gotta, come on, you gotta be up to scratch on the films for these quizzes. Steph, she really isn't. Hello. So yeah, the quote is from Snape, and it says, well, 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 Lupin, out for a little walk, blank, blank, blank. I really want to say it when I say all these quotes, I like really want to finish them, so it's hard. Okay, quote number 5 is from the 1st film, and Hagrid's talking about baby Harry in the very first scene, and he says, little Tyke fell asleep just as we were flying over blank. So where were they when Harry fell asleep? Little Tyke fell asleep just as we were flying over blank. All right, quote number 6 is from Yaxley in the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And he says, I've heard differently, my lord. Blank, the aura, has let slip that the Potter boy will not be moved until the 30th of this month, the day before he turns 17. So what's the name of the aura? I've heard differently, my lord. Blank, the aura, has let slip that the Potter boy will not be moved until the 30th of this month, the day before he turns 17. His birthday is on the greatest day of the year, I must add, July 31st. What a day. It's also my birthday, if you didn't know. I think I was destined to be a Harry Potter fan. I don't know. Right, so number 7 is Mary Elizabeth Cattermole of 27 Chislehurst Gardens, Great Tolling, blank. So you need the rest of her address. It's just one word, the place. Well, I don't really know what it is, if it's a county or a town, or I don't know, but it's the end of that quote. So you need to put the end of the quote. So Mary Elizabeth Cattermole of 27 Chislehurst Gardens, Great Tolling. Oh my god, I almost said it. Blank. Right, quote number 8 is from Mad Eye Moody, and it's, you need to find yourself another, wait, no, I messed it up, hang on. I was trying to get into it and I messed it up. You need to find another place to put your chewing gum than the underside of your desk, Mr. Blank. Who's he talking to? He says, you need to find another place to put your chewing gum than the underside of your desk, Mr. Blank. If you remember, this quote goes along with one we've already had in one of the previous rounds, so it might give you a hint. Right, number 9 is from Chamber of Secrets, and Ron says, whatever shed this must be blank feet long or more. How many feet does he say? Whatever shed this must be blank feet long or more. So how many feet? He's obviously talking about the snake skin in the chamber. All right, and then the last one, number 10 for this round, is a Hagrid quote, and it's, dry up, Dursley, you great blank. What does he call Mr. Dursley? Dry up, Dursley, you great blank. And then he bends the end of the shotgun up. So that is the end of that round. So let me know what you need repeating. I have a feeling you might need a few. I had another one that I was going to put in, but I didn't end up because I think it was too hard. But maybe I'll do it at the end as a bonus question. If I can remember it word for word correctly. Number 6, we need repeating, okay? Number 6 is from Yaxley. So he's talking to Baltimore and he says, "I've heard differently, my lord. Blank the aura has let slip that the Potter boy will not be moved until the 30th of this month, the day before he turns 17. And then Snape goes, "That is a false, or this is a false trail." Something like that. All right, number 7 as well. 7 is Mary Elizabeth Cattermole of 27 Chislehurst Gardens, Great Tolling blank. So this is in the Deathly Hallows when Umbridge is doing the trial for Mary Elizabeth Cattermole, who's Reg's wife. Who Reg is obviously who Ron turns into with the Polyjuice potion. And so they end up at her trial and Umbridge is just saying her address at the beginning, basically. So Mary Elizabeth Cattermole of 27 Chislehurst Gardens, Great Tolling blank. All right, any more repeats needed before we move on to the answers? Has everyone got it? 10 out of 10. Easy round, right? All right, I think no one seems to need any more, so we can run through the answers then. All right, round 3 answers. Question 1 was the Lee Jordan quote. So, another goal to Slytherin. They lead Gryffindor 90 to 30. So the answer is 30. Anyone guess it right? Anyone just randomly put 30 and get it right? That'd be impressive. So yeah, they lead Gryffindor 90 to 30. All right, quote number 2 was, "I never liked these curtains. Set them on fire in my 4th year." By accident, of course. So 4th year. With Dumbledore's 4th year. You put 70. No, didn't guess it right. Oh well, it's fine. You know, there's 9 more questions. Anyone get 4th year? Dumbledore's 4th year is the answer to number 2. Number 3 is a quote by Harry, and he says, this one's name's Ral. He was on the astronomy tower the night Snape killed Dumbledore. Now, I have no idea how to spell Ral. He just says Ral, and I didn't feel like I'd ever heard of him in a book. But yeah, Ral. So, that's the answer. Everyone put 3rd year. Oh, except Gwen. Gwen's killing it. Gwen's gonna win. Yeah. So my mum said she thought it was Dolohov. Well, Dolohov was the other one. So it was Ral and Dolohov, and Ron says about Dolohov, but this quote, it was Ral. Sorry. Yeah, Jasmine thought Dolohov as well. Oh, is it Raoul? Not Ral. Maybe he just says it so fast I thought it was Ral. Because Raoul, yeah, he's in the book. Yeah, that's it. It's Raoul. He just says it like Ral. Ral. So yeah, that'll be how it's spelled, with a W, because that's the one in the book. All right, Jasmine, good job. Oh yeah, Progger got it too. Well, I just didn't remember what his name was. Okay. So number 4 was Snape's quote, one of my faves, because it's just so funny. Well, 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 Lupin, out for a little walk in the moonlight. So the answer is in the moonlight. Oh, Jasmine knows Raoul's first name too. Oh my goodness, killing it. Yeah, so the answer to number 4 is in the moonlight. You had to get all 3 words. It's not like if you got in, you can have it, because that just ain't it. Clearly can't spell either. Who, me? Oh, because you put Dolohov, funny, yeah. But I can't spell it, this, it's fine. Yeah, Jasmine's got it because she knows the books. Right, okay, so yeah, it was in the moonlight. Number 5 is the Hagrid quote about baby Harry, and he says, "Little Tyke fell asleep just as we were flying over Bristol." So Bristol is the answer to that one. Number 6 is the quote by Yaxley, and it's, "I've heard differently, my lord. Dawlish the aura has let slip that the Potter boy will not be moved till the 30th this month, the day before he turns 17. So Dawlish is the answer. Again, can't spell it. Need to look in the books again. But I think I spelled it right. We'll see. Someone's going to tell me. Right. Quote number 7. Dawlish. See, you spelled it with a W and I had it with the U. I was close. No. Yeah, everyone's saying W. Okay, I was close. Okay. Number 7 is Mary Elizabeth Cattermole of 27 Chislehurst Gardens, Great Tolling, Evesham. So the answer is Evesham. Now, if anyone can inform me if that's like a town, a county, or what it is, I don't know. I just know it's the answer. Great Tolling, Evesham. Right, number 8 was the Mad Eye quote, which goes with one from earlier, which you will see in a second. Oh, Laura's really surprised she got that right. Good job, Laura, killing it. All right, so Mad Eye says, you need to find another place to put your chewing gum than the underside of your desk, Mr. Finnegan. And in response to that is when Seamus says, the old codger could see out the back of his head. That's kind of my attempt at an Irish accent. Sorry if anyone's Irish. So yeah, the answer is Finnegan, Mr. Finnegan. Number 9 was Ron's quote from Chamber of Secrets. Whatever shed this must be 60 feet long or more. So the answer is 60. Oh, it's a town in Suffolk, Evesham. Okay, well, there you go. The more you know. I just know the quotes. I don't know the context of them. Well, I know the context within Harry Potter, but I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, you put 50. That is close. Yeah, no, not close enough. I was going to say you could have something, but no, I've changed my mind. All right, and then the last one, which is Hagrid's quote. Dry up, Dursley, you great prune. So the answer is prune. Someone else said 50 and they want a half point. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Did anyone actually get 60? Because then I wouldn't give anyone anything because someone got it. I feel like Gwen. Gwen might be out there getting it right. All right, so yeah, number 10 was prune. You said 56 feet, Steph. That's very specific. Oh yeah, Gwen's got it. So no points for 50 because Gwen got it right. 3 out of 10. Wow. 5 out of 10. Jasmine knew it was something that sounded like oon. That's funny. 4 out of 10. Probably got prune, killing it. Good job, guys. All right. Anyone beat? I think 5's the top score currently for this round. Oh, no. Prog's already got 6. Oh, Gwen with the 8. Oh, what are numbers? Well, if you don't know that, maybe you should leave the quiz. Jasmine got 3. Katrin with 5. Okay, so Gwen is she's still winning. She's got 8 out of 10. Highest score. I'm waiting for someone to get a 10 out of 10 round. Come on, people. Let's do it. All right, so the 4th round, easy for some, very hard for my mother, apparently, is which film is it from? Even though I force my mum to watch all of the films with me and read all of the books and things, as you do as a Harry Potter fan, she gets very confused as to which one is what. So this will be really difficult for her. But yeah, round 4, you just have to name which film it's from. I'm not going to tell you who says the quote, though, because normally when I do a quiz, it would be wanting you to name both the who said it and what film it's from, which is what I did in the last quiz. We had a round of quotes. So if I told you who it was, it would be too easy. So yeah, you don't need to get who it is, but I'm not going to tell you. So just tell me what film it's from. Right. The first quote in round 4 is, you tell those spiders, Ron. So, you tell those spiders, Ron. What film is that from? I mean, it's pretty clear who says it, but which film is it from? All right, question 2. I hope there's not multiple quotes that are the same as this, because it's literally just one word. But I'm going for a certain one if there are, but I think it's just this. And anyway, the quote is simply, begin. So yeah, quote 2 is just, begin. So what film is that from? All right, number 3 is, well, thank you for that assessment, Mr. Weasley. So what film is that from? Anyone who knows how I do my quotes might know who it is based on how I said it, but, well, thank you for that assessment, Mr. Weasley. But what film is it from? All right, number 4 is, will you stop eating? Your best friend is missing. So there's 2 quotes in 2 different films. They're quite similar, this being one of them. So there could be a few wrong answers to this one just because there is another film that has a similar quote, but it's not the same. So I'm just going to repeat it. This one is, will you stop eating? Your best friend is missing. It's that last bit that gives away which one it is. All right, and then question number 5. I did it again. Quote number 5. That was clever, Ron. Again, obvious who it is, I think, but which film is it in? That was clever, Ron. So then quote 6 is, illuminating. What a load of waffle. I love that one. It's a good one. Illuminating. What a load of waffle. It's funny. So, but which film is it from? Quote 7. Like your trainers. What film is that from? Like your trainers. Like your trainers. Quote, oh my goodness, if I say question one more time. Quote number 8 is, all right, everyone, go back to your knitting. This is going to be uncomfortable enough without all you nosy sods listening in. So what film is that from? I was going to say who said it, but that's just not the round, is it? What film is it from? All right, everyone, go back to your knitting. This is going to be uncomfortable enough without all you nosy sods listening in. All right, and then quote number 9 is, being me has its privileges. Being me has its privileges. So what's that one from? Which film? Again, an obvious one as to who it is. Right, and then number 10, last one of this round is, now you've done it. Which quote's that? Which film is that quote from? Now you've done it. Oh, now you've done it. Something like that. My mum says she knows who says all of them, but doesn't know which films. Well, that's the round, unfortunately, so it's not going to go well for you. Right, so does anyone need any repeats on that round before we do the answers? Anyone missed any? Number 2 and number 7. All right, number 2 is quite literally just one word, begin. So what quote is that? What film is that quote from? Begin. All right, number 7 is, like your trainers. So, like your trainers. Someone's complimenting someone's trainers. Who? No, not who. I don't care who. No, which film? And then number 8 as well. Number 8 is, all right, everyone, go back to your knitting. This is going to be uncomfortable enough without all you nosy sods listening in. So which film is that from? Any other repeats, or should we start the answers? All right, doesn't look like anyone needs anything, so let's go. Right. The first one, you tell those spiders, Ron. Obviously it's Harry, but that's not the answer we're looking for. So that is from The Prisoner of Azkaban. And it's when Ron wakes up from a dream. Oh, the spider. You tell those spiders, Ron. So Prisoner of Azkaban is the answer to number 1. Number 2, which is just begin, is Voldemort, but that's not the answer again. It's from Deathly Hallows Part 2. If you just got Deathly Hallows, we are not giving any credit here. No, you need to have Part 2. Very specific. So Deathly Hallows Part 2, and it's when they've, created the dome around Hogwarts as like protection, and he's telling his Death Eaters to start basically trying to get through it, and he's like, begin, and they all shoot their spells at it, essentially. Knew the exact scene, but was trying to picture Ron's hair. So that's such a good way of doing it, though, to be honest. Like, their hair changes dramatically throughout, doesn't it? Dumbledore says, no, he says, let the feast begin. Dumbledore doesn't say just begin. The entire quote is begin. Dumbledore in the Philosopher's Stone says, let the feast begin. So I would have done the whole quote if it was that. Marjorie, stop trying to make issues here. You can have a half point for that, I suppose. If you had Dumbledore feast begin in Philosopher's Stone, so if you had Philosopher's Stone because you thought it was Dumbledore, you can have half a point. Okay. Question 3. Quote 3 was, well, thank you for that assessment, Mr. Weasley. And it's McGonagall, after Ron sees her transform from a cat into a person and says, that was bloody brilliant, Professor. And it's in Philosopher's Stone. So the answer is Philosopher's Stone. Number 4, will you stop eating? Your best friend is missing. So that's obviously Hermione talking to Ron because, he's always eating. But there's 2 scenes that are really similar, and this one happens in Half-Blood Prince. So the answer is Half-Blood Prince. But there's also one in Order of the Phoenix where she says, do you ever stop eating? So it's very similar, but not the same. Oh, you thought it was addressing Arthur because of Mr. Weasley. I see that. Right. Question 5. That was clever, Ron. So I think that's obvious it's Hermione, and it's after Ron gives puking pastels to Malfoy, etc. in Order of the Phoenix. So the answer is Order of the Phoenix. Number 6 was illuminating. What a load of waffle. A good quote by Ron about Umbridge's speech, meaning that it was also in Order of the Phoenix. And then number 7, like your trainers, is Ron talking to Dobby, and that's in Deathly Hallows Part 1. Yeah, Grimmauld Place. When he comes and he's helping Kreacher get Mundungus. So yeah, the answer is Deathly Hallows Part 1. Question number 8 was, all right, everyone, go back to your knitting. This is going to be uncomfortable enough without all you nosy sods listening in. So that was the twins. I don't know which one, it's kind of both. It was one of them. In Goblet of Fire, when Harry and Ron, after the first task, are going to chat and make up from their fight. So yeah, Goblet of Fire is the answer. Right, number 9 is being me has its privileges. And that, of course, is Dumbledore, because he's allowed to apparate within Hogwarts. And it's in Half-Blood Prince when we see that, when he takes Harry to go and get the locket. So, yeah, the answer is Half-Blood Prince. Number 10, now you've done it, is Harry talking to Hedwig when she's making noise at the Dursleys' house. And then Bernard's like, Harry Potter! He says, now you've done it. And that is in Chamber of Secrets. So, yeah, those are the answers to that round. Let me know how you did. See if we've improved or got worse. What were the answers to 4 and 8? Number 4 was Half-Blood Prince. And number 8 was Goblet of Fire. Steph, you only got the half point for begin. That's poor. That is poor. Laura got 6, 4.5. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Gwen with the 10 out of 10. Yes, I was waiting for that to happen. Okay, I'm glad someone's doing well. If this was golf, I'd be killing it. Well, unfortunately, it's not. Ellen got 1. Oh no. Oh no, it's not going well for some of you. 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7.5. All right, not bad, not bad. Yeah, I mean, at least you could guess on some of them, so at least there was some, you know, chance. I am proud of you, Katrin. Well done. 7.5 is very good. Right, is everyone ready for the final round? Round number 5. So I don't think this is the hardest round. I feel like fill in the blank was maybe the hardest round. But this one you have to say what comes next. So I'll say a quote and you have to tell me what the next quote after it is. Like I'll be giving hints along the way, like who's saying what and who replies, so you can kind of get a picture of what's happening. But yeah, you have to give the quote that happens after the quote I say. So good luck. All right, let's start. Number 1 is from the first film. So when Harry says, "Give it here, Malfoy, or I'll knock you off your broom," what does Malfoy respond? Like directly afterwards. So Harry says, "Give it here, Malfoy, or I'll knock you off your broom." And then Malfoy says something. So that's what I need you to tell me. All right, number 2 is after Ron comes back in the 7th ones, you know, when he leaves and he comes back, Harry says to Hermione, "You're not still mad at him, are you?" And what does she reply? So Harry says, "You're not still mad at him, are you?" And then Hermione says something. So what does she say? All right, question 3. I want you to finish Lucius Malfoy's line. So he says, "You must be very brave to mention his name." Then says something afterwards. What does he say next? So Lucius Malfoy says, "You must be very brave to mention his name." Blank. Next page. So that's in Chamber of Secrets and about Voldemort, obviously, because Harry says Voldemort's name. He's like, So question 4. After she punches Draco, Hermione says, "That felt good." And what does Ron reply? So Hermione says, "That felt good." And Ron says something. All right, number 5. When Harry's trying to escape into the flying car, I love this quote, it's so funny. So into the flying car at the window of Privet Drive, he shouts at Uncle Vernon, "Let go of me," because Uncle Vernon trying to pull him back in. And what does Vernon respond? So Harry's like, "Let go of me," and Vernon says something. I might be generous at giving points on this one if you get the main gist of the quote, because some of them are longer than others. So if you get the main gist of some of them, maybe I'll give you something if I'm feeling kind. All right, number 6. When Harry's trying to, oh no, that's number 5. On number 6 is a Harry one as well. So when Harry's on his way to the Ministry in Order of the Phoenix to save Sirius, Hermione says, "When are you going to get it into your head? We're in this together." Because Harry's like, "Oh no, you can't come with me, I'll do it by myself." And then Umbridge walks in and she says, "What?" So Hermione says, "When are you going to get it into your head? We're in this together." And then what does Umbridge say? All right, number 7, a good quote. In the first film, Filch says, "There was a time when detention would have you hanging by your thumbs in the dungeon." And then what does he mutter directly after that? It's very funny. And again, another one that we quote here frequently. Yeah, that probably says something about us that we have a context to quote that. I don't know if you know the answer. Right, number 8. While they're walking to the Quidditch World Cup portkey, Ron asks Arthur, "Hey, Dad, where are we going?" And what does Arthur reply? So Ron's like, "Hey, Dad, where are we going?" And then Arthur says something. All right, number 9. In the last film, Voldemort asks, "How can you live with yourself, Lucius?" And then what does Lucius reply? So Voldemort says, "How can you live with yourself, Lucius?" And then Lucius says something. What is it? And then the final question of this round, and of the entire quiz, in fact, is from Hermione. She says to Harry, "Even in the Wizarding World, hearing voices isn't a good sign." And then the portrait on the wall next to them says something. What does he say? Is it a he? Yeah. I think it's a dude in the portrait. But what does the portrait say? So Hermione says, "Even in the Wizarding World, hearing voices isn't a good sign." And what does the portrait say? So that's all 10 questions from this round. Does anyone need any repeats? Number 2 and number 5. Okay, number 2 was, so it's from Deathly Hallows after Ron comes back to join Harry and Hermione again on their search. And Harry says to Hermione, "You're not still mad at him, are you?" And then she replies, "What?" That's number 2. Number 5 was when Harry is trying to escape into the flying car that's picking him up from Privet Drive. He shouts to Uncle Vernon, "Let go of me," because Uncle Vernon's trying to wrestle him back in. And what does Vernon respond? So Harry says, "Let go of me," and Vernon says, "Any more? Or are we ready?" Okay. Oh, number 10. All right, number 10 was a Hermione quote from Chamber of Secrets, and she tells Harry, "Even in the Wizarding World, hearing voices isn't a good sign." And then the portrait next to them says something to Harry. What does he say? All right, any more, or shall we do the answers? Let's do the answers. All right. So number 1 was from the first film when Harry says, "Give it here, Malfoy, or I'll knock you off your broom." And then Malfoy says, "Is that so?" So the answer is that so? "Give it here, Malfoy, or I'll knock you off your broom. Is that so?" Something like that. So yeah. And then number 2, after Ron comes back, Harry says to Hermione, "You're not still mad at him, are you?" And she says, "I'm always mad at him." It's quite a funny one. So the answer is, "I'm always mad at him." All right, and then number 3 is Lucius Malfoy's line, "You must be very brave to mention his name." Or very foolish is the answer. Or very foolish. Number 4. So when Hermione punches Draco, she says, "That felt good." And then Ron says, "Not good, brilliant." So, yep, and that's the answer. Not good, brilliant. And then number 5 is when Uncle Vernon says, "Let go of me." No, Harry says, "Let go of me" to Uncle Vernon. And then he says, "Oh no, you and that bloody pigeon aren't going anywhere." Which is funny. Oh, we've got some inquiries. I got brilliant instead of not good. Brilliant. Oh, I don't know. That one's quite an easy one, I thought. So I don't think I'm giving out half points for that one because it's a short one. It's quite easy. So no, only if you got not good, brilliant. What did I say the answer was to question 3? The answer is, "or very foolish." So it's, "You must be very brave to mention his name." very foolish. So yeah, back to question 5. It was so Harry shouts at Uncle Vernon, "Let go of me!" And he responds with, "Oh no, you and that bloody pigeon aren't going anywhere." It's quite a funny one. Hedwig's not a pigeon. Okay, my mum's got the quote like completely mixed. I don't know. Yeah, Caitrin's right. Dina, you love to haggle for a half point. She sure does, Caitrin. She sure does. Yeah, so I was going to be lenient with that one because it's quite a long quote. The, "Oh no, you and that pigeon aren't going anywhere." So I guess if you had something about the pigeon and going somewhere, you can have a half point. Right. Then number 6 was when Hermione says, "When are you going to get it into your head? We're in this together." And then Umbridge walks in and says, "That you are." Because they were all in trouble together. Yay! Gwen had bird. I mean, if you had the rest of the quote and you just got pigeon and had bird, you can definitely have the whole point. So yeah, "that you are" is the answer to number 6. Number 7, the quote by Filch. "There was a time when detention would have you hanging by your thumbs in the dungeon." And then he mutters, "Oh, I miss the screaming." Which is quite funny. My dad loves that one. "Oh, I miss the screaming." So, yep. That's the answer to number 7. Number 8 is when Ron asks, "Hey, Dad, where are we going?" And Arthur replies, "Haven't the foggiest." So the answer to that one is "haven't the foggiest." Haven't the foggiest. Number 9 is, "How can you live with yourself, Lucius?" And Lucius says, "I don't know." So the answer is "I don't know." So you could have guessed for this one or put "I don't know" as the answer. I don't know, because you didn't know the answer, but you would be correct. So yeah, the answer is "I don't know." And then the final one is from Hermione. Oh no, it's from the portrait. So Hermione says, "Even in the wizarding world, hearing voices isn't a good sign." And then she walks off. The portrait says to Harry, "She's right, you know." So the answer is "she's right, you know." So yeah, she's right, you know. So yeah, that's the quiz, I guess. So post your scores for that round and then overall scores as well. Me and Hedwig are gonna judge you. Right, probably got 7. Not bad, not bad. Gwen's there with 8. Gwen's gonna be the highest score overall, definitely. All right, post your final total scores. 2, Nathan, come on. What are you doing? Not got a secret weapon this time. Dumbledore's secret weapon. Oh my god, Stephanie got 0. Wow. 10 out of 50. Oh my goodness, that's wow. Okay. Total of 26 my mum got. That's better than Steph. My goodness. Probably got 31 out of 50. That's a bit more like it. Okay. Total of 29. 9 out of 50. Oh my goodness. What? That's so funny. 0 out of 10 for round 5. 10 out of 50 for the whole quiz. Oh my god. Some people here need to watch the films again, I think. That's so funny. Oh, well, I hope it was fun anyway, even if your scores weren't the biggest. Well done to Gwen, who definitely won overall, because no one else was really close at all, were they? So yeah, thanks for tuning in to my second Harry Potter quiz. If you missed the first one, it's not a film quote quiz, it is about books and films, and it's still available on my channel for you to stream whenever you would like, and you can go do it at your leisure if you would like to. feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like. I have a really fun Harry Potter video, which I'm editing at the moment, which is taking me a very long time to edit. So it will be out at some point, so you can look out for that. And maybe I will be doing another quiz at some point, but I have no idea currently. And yes, Nathan, I think you did manage to come last. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and me and Hedwig will see you next time. Bye.